5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is Deducter bringing you set 2 of the OSL Ro24 Group E. Today we have Paralyze versus Hyvaa. Paralyze is the purple Protoss at the 7 o'clock position, whereas Hyvaa is the Zerg player at the 1 o'clock position. There we see a shot of Paralyze. His distinctive signature there, his afro, it is unique as far as I'm aware among the pro gamers, and I am using the word unique correctly here, since unique means one of a kind, not special. And I am not aware of any other pro gamer, certainly not any other televised pro gamer who has an afro. Maybe in history there have been some others, so that would be interesting to know. Anyway, Paralyze certainly looked cool here versus Hyvaa, and we see this cute kid again. Good for him. I like that. Go, 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 apparently. Now we see a shot at the white guy again. Not quite sure why that is. They already showed a shot at him in the last game. Anyway, versus Hyvaa. Hyvaa, mediocre Zerg player. His best matchup is against Protoss, but that is only 50%, so not necessarily saying too much. And here we see a Korean couple. That girl's covering her face. Good for her. Or bad for her. I don't know. And here's another couple. Anyway, back to the game, finally. We have, looks like, Overpool coming out here for Hyvaa. So he is going to try to put on a bit of early pressure, possibly. I suspect Paralyze will likely have to put down his Forge first and get 2 cannons. I'm not sure, though. This map is somewhat circuitous. The thing is that the Zerglings can't fit through the narrow gap in the middle very easily, and it is not necessarily that long of a distance. I don't know. Paralyze surely does know the timings, and I think he will be forced to put down his Forge first. I think if we're in 9-pool, he would have absolutely no choice but to put down his Forge first. Ah, okay, there we go, yes. So, yeah, and then he's probably going to get his Nexus and cannons in that order. There we see the second hatchery going down for Paralyze at the, not Paralyze, apologize, but for Hyvaa at the 3 o'clock position. Paralyze is a fairly new player. He has played under 20 games, and so really speaking of his individual matchups, it's not too informative. He is 44%. That's not too bad for a rookie, certainly. He actually made it into the last OSL round of 16, so that's very impressive for a rookie. Unfortunately, he was defeated 3-0 by Flash, Cal, and Hyuk. And the Zerglings coming out, and the cannons should be up in time to defend against the Zerglings without too much of an issue. It might be a little close there, cutting it quite close by Paralyze. The Zerglings of Hyvaa are still coming in. That cannon, 95 health, still warping in. There might be a bit of a delay here. That cannon warping at just the last possible second. And that photon cannon picking away at some of the Overlord. There are 5 Zerglings, it looks like, at the front. Probe to block. Zerglings trying to pick off the probe. Not successful. And I think with both cannons up, there is absolutely no choice but for Hyvaa to back up. He's already put down his 3rd hatchery. So it appears this game is going fairly standard at this point. Bit of a close call there, but a close call, rather. But nice work by Paralyze on the timing, I have to say. He still got his probe alive. Paralyze, if he can have the skills to back up his hair there, he could be an awesome pro gamer. Frankly, I'm not sure what his style is. He hasn't played too many games, which is part of the thing. But I think he does have some skill. Here's hoping that perhaps he makes it into this particular round of 16 again, and maybe makes it a little further into the Star League this season. That would be nice. And a confirmation that he is one of the rising stars. That would be nice. I would hope that he does have a good amount of skill to back up his hair, because if he's just known as the pro gamer with the afro, that's not so great. Firebat Hero even, he was really good against both Zerg and Terran, so he wasn't just known for his ceremonies. If you have skill, I think you can back up these things, but without skill, it's sort of just a curious piece of trivia at best. Now we see these drones mining away happily at the 3 o'clock base. Zerglings in position to block a probe scout. The probe, managing to sneak past those Zerglings. Nice work by Paralyze, displaying a nice little skill there. Although perhaps this is more on a lack of focus by Hyvaa. Anyway, the probe is going to see the layer, this is actually pretty good information. I mean, there could have potentially been some sort of early Hydra bust coming out, and the probe, having seen all of this, is going to give Paralyze at least the safety of mind. And if there were early Hydra busts, he could put down 5 more cannons in his front and be absolutely safe. The scouting probe has gone down, but speedlings are quite a few speedlings, it looks like. Paralyze, I think he already had a zealot to block, so surely he's building more forces. I don't think he's in any sort of danger at this point. Looks like Hyvaa is going fairly standard, and interestingly enough, a second gate raid right near the Nexus. Guess he really wants to rally reinforcements out ASAP there. Perhaps second hatchery going down at the 3 o'clock position, and more hatcheries going down into natural 2 here for Hyvaa. So things seems to be quite normal. The Corsair again. Let's see what if Corsair goes for the scout or tries to kill an Overlord first. That's actually an interesting thing to know. Many pro gamers want to go kill an Overlord first. Looks like it's a mixture. The Corsair has managed to scout and might pick out his Overlord here. That'd be nice work. There was a second Overlord that Hyvaa sent to scout the main. That's a sacrificial Overlord, of course. I mean, he knows he's going to lose the Overlord. Overlord speed upgraded already, but Hyvaa has seen exactly what's going on, and that's useful information to know. He has lost 2 Overlords, though, so he does not want that. 1 Overlord is fine. I think even 2 is acceptable, but any more would not be too good. And Paralyze needs to finish that Overlord off. Okay, good. That's nice. Don't know why he broke off the attack for a second there. Paralyze still scouting around that Corsair. No Scourge coming out to meet these Corsairs. In fact, there's not even a Spire down. That's interesting. He's relying on his Hydras for defense. I'm not sure whether I agree with that. Allowing the Protoss to mass up Corsairs like this, even if you have speed Overlords, always very dangerous. Protoss air superiority can be absolutely devastating. I mean, without Hydra cover, if you build up 5 or 6 Corsairs with +1 attack, they can go in and melt Overlords in seconds. And so, not quite sure whether this is the most advisable course of action for Hyvaa. It's very rare that the Zerg does not decide to contest the air, and usually that does not end well. But it looks like there are a lot of Hydras morphing. Tons of Hydra coming out for Hyvaa. Paralyze has spotted a lot of this. I think Paralyze needs to be very careful. He probably doesn't see the Hydras at the 3 o'clock base. Now he's going to see it with his Corsair. I think he knows what's going on. Lack of Scourge, all these Hydras. He knows some sort of massive attack is coming his way. He's backing off his Zealots. I think he needs to either get Reavers or Templars and plunk down another 5 cannons at the front. He's got DT. He's put down some more cannons. I think he needs more, because when the massive attack comes, which it surely will soon, he might be in some trouble to defend, and that Dark Templar picking away at these Zerglings. Hyvaa not paying attention at all, losing 5 Zerglings there. Now Hyvaa launching his massive attack. I mean, those Dark Templar would not be able to do anything at these bases anyway, with all the Hydras and the Overlords in position. So there's a High Templar out, good. Hopefully Storm is researching and will be finished by the time these Hydras arrive. I still think Paralyze needs to put down another 5 cannons to defend. There are so many Hydras, probably over 30 Hydras coming his way. I don't think Paralyze realized the magnitude of the attack that's coming. He might be struggling here to defend. Now it looks like Hyvaa going to attack. Overwhelming force. It looks like he needs 2 storms. Great storm going off by Paralyze. Managed to ward off some of the Hydras. He needs a second storm over those Hydras. If he can do that, I think Paralyze will be fine. But there's no second storm coming. One of the cannons go down. Most of the Zealots are dead at this point. They're trapped in that choke point, not able to do damage. The cannons are almost all dead. All the cannons going down, and Paralyze overconfident, I have to say. The second storm way too late to matter. It's GG. If he had gotten that storm out when it counted, and if he had put down another 5 cannons at back, he would be fine. But I guess Paralyze did not realize the magnitude of the attack. He scouted nearly everything, too. It is a little... I mean, that is poor play, overconfidence, I suppose, by Paralyze. Going on to the winners match.